back. This is Damon Hart again, here with Brandon. So Brandon, we talked a little bit in the last segment about, kind of what it's going to take and taking action.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something radical.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to do something crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no Dave Ramsey. This is not cut up your credit cards.
Yes, please.
And save your money,
Yeah.
Okay? This is real practical how to get by, real estate or otherwise,
Yeah.
Okay? So I guess you got a 4-step process on how you do this. So let's talk about it. We'll tell people.
For sure. And so, anybody out there that for Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey he's a good dude. However, for certain people, it makes sense how he's teaching. I don't want anybody taking our methods that we're teaching, get a bunch of funding, and then go buy, the $20,000 sweatshirt or something.
No Maseratis.
No, I mean, if you're gonna put it on Turo and make money from it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Thanks for the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no liabilities, but straight assets that are gonna be paying you.
Of course.
That's what we are promoting. So we have this 4-step process in Credit Counsel Elite that really separates us from anybody else. We're teaching people how to educate themselves on how the banks and the credit bureaus and lenders are really judging them, right? And I'll break all these down. So educate, fix, build, leverage. When it comes down to the education, I think it's really important for us to identify how to flip the script on the banks. So
what do you mean? Tell me, flip the script. What does that mean?
Yeah, so think of it like this. We give all of our money to the banks.
Yeah.
And they give us how much percentage back? 0.00 nothing, right?
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, they're giving us, this is exaggerated, but very little back, right? You put $1 million in there or whatever you put in there, you're getting peanuts back at the end of the year. So, but they lend it back out to who else? Us.
Yeah, for sure.
For personal loans, business loans, auto loans, mortgages, student loans, etc., right? And they're making an average of 500 to 3,000% ROI on our money. And a lot of these banks, collapsing right now, the 4 that we've noticed the last couple of weeks, and there's actually over 300 that are on the edge right now that are very similar to those. So, not to go down a rabbit hole, but God knows what that could turn into, how wide, how deep this could actually be and the pitfall. But it really comes down to identifying how to think like the banks and flip the script. Start getting as much money from the banks as possible at 0% interest, and then learn how to put it to work just like they do, whether it's real estate investing like we love or any other type of businesses, assets that you can make a good ROI on, right? So that's what I mean by flipping the script. And then you can pay it off. You can have the tax benefits. You can get credit limit increases. The banks are very territorial. They want you to mess up. They anticipate you to. So they're going to keep giving you enough rope to potentially, mess up here. But as long as you're educated and you are financially savvy and doing the right things, not buying the Gucci sweatshirt, but instead, really buy assets, not liabilities, then you can set yourself up for tremendous success.
It sounds like, to me, man, it just sounds like, okay, you're going to give people the tools, or you give people the tools with Credit Elite for sure, right? Because I've seen the people, I've seen the success stories.
Yep.
But then also, it sounds like having the discipline and the process already in place, where what it is to do with this money once you get it, because you're going to pretty much guarantee with some process you're going to get this money.
Oh yeah.
Now, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
After that.
So that's the last part, and that's the leverage. Everybody wants to jump into leverage, but there's levels to it, right? So right after you get educated on how to play the game, understand how the banks are judging you, the 6 boxes that make up your FICO score, then it comes next is fix. So we all need to fix, whether it's just old, personal identification info that you need to remove, like old addresses, employers, phone numbers, stuff like that. You got to, remove those old things. Or it's, real significant things that are truly bringing down your score, whether it's a collection, bankruptcy, hard inquiries, late.
Okay.
Exactly.
Got
so,
it.
or even high utilization. How can we move money around to be able to have a lower utilization? Right? So that is just so people know, and we've seen this happen so many times with people coming into our program. we'll teach you how to be able to remove things quickly. I'm talking a couple hours, up to 10 business days, in some cases 30 to 60 or 90. There's no guarantees when it comes down to credit repair. It's illegal to state so. So it's important to identify, though, that all of it is, it's all available to be updated, deleted, removed, improved. So when I tell you that I've seen people with like basically the shackles totally removed from them because they had over $100,000 worth of debt or bankruptcies or collections, whatever it may be, totally get removed. I've had the Zoom calls where people are just bawling, crying nonstop because they didn't even think, they stopped getting creative. They totally, gave up. They thought they were stuck with this for a long time. So once you fix the credit, the next is going to be billed. And that's where we can guarantee in 30 days or less, we can actually get you to the 800 FICO score. So, and that's where you really want to be. For real estate investors out there, you really want to be at 760 to 780 range or above to be able to get the best mortgage rates.
Okay.
But you want to be at the 800 club so that you can do a proper mass apply.
Okay. Tell me what. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever heard mass apply. Tell me what that looks like.
So a mass apply is an application sequence where, if done properly, you're going to get anywhere from 10 to 40 plus credit cards approved at a 90% approval odds.
Okay.
And you're going to do it over 30 days.
Okay.
So everybody in Credit Counsel Elite, we're showing them how to be able to do this every 6 months, but they can do this as soon as 30 days, their first 30 days to 90 days working with us.
Wow. And this is something you're showing people how to do. It's not like you're doing it for them.
No. Yeah, and I'm a firm believer of teaching a man how to fish because I'm only one person. If there's companies out there that I literally started Credit Counsel Elite because they were doing it, for you. And nobody's going to care about your credit, your finances as much as you are.
That's right.
So that's why a lot of our competitors that are trying to compete, they do a lot of ads, bring in a lot of people, but then they hire on brand new people that are treating you as the guinea pig. It's their first time doing a mass apply. So that's why they're getting 20 to 50,000, maybe 70,000 in new credit lines when we are averaging 300 plus thousand.
Whoa. Time out.
Yeah, time out. Slow it down.
I'm going to slow when you're talking, 20 to 50 for most people is going to sound, within the realm of possibility, but you just dropped the big 300,000.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if someone, one of the listeners, someone out there goes out and they apply, you guys can get them up to $300,000 in credit?
Oh, yeah.
With that process, with your process.
So we have a lot of people that are getting way higher. I mean, we had one guy just a couple weeks ago get 650,000. We've had 474,000. So I mean, we have plenty of these testimonies and stories, even just on our website. But yeah, I mean, if anybody gets less than 100,000, I'm really disappointed because I know that there was something wrong, and we don't typically, we have customer success managers and coaches in place to really be able to guide them and then give them the final okay, like our approval, like you got our blessings to rock and roll and do your mass apply. But until then like if we test them and they're not ready, then we're going to keep educating them until they are.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not rocket science, but honestly, with the mass apply, there is 25 different metrics that are really important to be able to set yourself up for success, to get the 90% approval odds.
So, I mean, for somebody like myself, I'm just hearing this for the, maybe not in its complete, I've heard it before, but not in its complete essence, right? Like all you really are doing is you're giving people the best opportunity to have this huge amount of credit, but you're also helping them in the process to make sure that their first time around, which is the most important for most people, let's keep it real.
For sure.
Right? You're helping them to get there and increase their chances right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's magic.
Well, it's all family too. I'm very big into culture, and like I said, I'm only one person. I can't help everybody out in the world, but if I can help out, the top leaders, the top 100, top 1,000, top 10,000, and then they can help out their circle of influence, their significant other, their family, their clients, their employees, then it's just a snowball effect. And we've seen that. So that's a really good feeling.
Give me. I just feel like give me a success story.
Give me a success
Yeah,
story.
give me somebody that's like you've had and had to do, that came into the program. Give me your some of the recent.
Yeah, so I got Duncan. I usually always talk about Jaden because he's just so, like, he impressed me. So I'll tell you about Jaden in a moment. But Duncan's, like, fresh on my mind because he goes to our church right up the road here. Okay. And he's doing exactly what I preach. Like, get this funding. If you don't have funding to get into real estate, he believes in real estate as well. So get the funding, put it into real estate. He's doing the BRRRR strategy. Okay. He's making $7,000 now per month passively.
Passive.
And he literally only has a few doors. Like, he's got 3 or 4 properties now. Some of them, they're residential multifamily. He's got little to no money in them. I think in total, he's got like $3,000 of his own cash into it.
Which you can spare, right?
You can spare when you're making $7,000 a month, and he's got over like $750,000 in new credit lines.
Boom.
So it's like
magic.
And now he's helping out his wife. He already was working on his mother-in-law and really piggybacking off of that. So there's some power behind it, and that's what it's about, in my opinion.
Magic. All right. So look, man, this has been. I knew this would be amazing, and for the listeners for sure. So we're gonna wrap things up here now and just grab this quick break, and then we're gonna just find out, how we can get down with this thing with Brandon. So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. I'll see you back in a few.